So let's see here. Melly Lou says, I was searching for good features on well-bred Frenchies and somehow I ended up here. Well, I hope that you'll stay with us for a little bit. Hopefully you'll find some useful information. Stacey Neff, I sure love the puppy I got from you. She is special for sure. Well, great, Stacey. We're very happy. Jane Evans, why are you not suggesting Thermochips to eliminate the use of a rectal thermometer? Well, I don't know what Thermochips are, but I do know this. If you start using things like we use on humans, these non-contact thermometers, the ones that go in the ears, they will not give you a good reading. And I can tell you this too, I see a lot of people who come back and think their dog is... So what we're talking about here is two different reasons you might take a temperature. A dog who's got a temperature above 102 needs to go to the vet. Something's going on that needs to be addressed. Probably needs some antibiotics, who knows. Then the other one is when we're doing a C-section, we want to see a dog that is at 98.9 or less. The problem gets to be is you will very likely get a low reading and think you're at this place here and do a C-section because you don't have an accurate reading and you've got a low reading. And that happens with not getting the thermometer in the dog's butt that far, at least 1.5 inches. And I worry that any of these other non-contact things, I don't know what Thermochips are, will get you a low reading and get you in a bad place. So I'm looking for a paper towel so I can wipe that off the board. So my advice is go buy a Walmart, a digital thermometer, cost you $5, $6, $7. Stick it in there properly and you'll get a good reading and it'll be reliable. Anything else worries the heck out of me. And look, the other thing about this is, especially on C-sections, start taking the temperature a few days beforehand. And if you're getting low readings, you know you're not doing it right because there's no way you're going to get a reading of 98.9 on a dog that's 3 or 4 days away from having a litter. So just be aware of that. As James stated, you can't tell if a paperwork is hung. Oh yeah, so so she's, so what she's saying is, got to be careful about hung papers because how do you know the papers are hung? Well, we're talking about people who are cheating on registering dogs that they have bred to a different dog and are pretending that they've bred to an AKC dog to get paperwork. Someone's asking, Albert M says, how would I ask a question right here where you ask that question? Just put it right there. Remember, it typically takes me 24 hours to 48 hours to respond to these questions. First time breeding, this is from Itzel. Itzel says, first time breeding, I'm really concerned because all of my newborn puppies are constipated. I heard that pumpkin puree is good for constipation. What do you think? No, I think that pumpkin puree is good for a dog that's got diarrhea. It's a fiber product, so it tends to give bulk, and that's not what you're trying to do here. So no, I don't think that's a good solution. I think that if the dogs are being stimulated and they're not pooping at all, and you're sure about that, then give them an enema of some warm water with a few drops of dishwashing fluid in it. Dawn's great. Suck it up into a small syringe and just gently blow that up their butt. You can do that 3 times a day and see if you can get them rolling that way. Hello, so when I'm whelping, I'm counting 2 hours from every time I start feeding or 2 hours from every time they're done eating. So it's basically, look, you can vary this. There's nothing that's written in stone. But what we do is every 3 hours, we give 1/30 of their weight in goat's milk. So what is that? Well, it turns out there's 28 mLs per ounce. So what it works out to is if you've got a 10-ounce puppy, you'd give, if you give a 10-ounce puppy, if you gave 10 mils, that would be 1/30. Because a 10-ounce puppy would be 280 mils, right? That would be its weight. And you're giving 1/10 of that, which ends up being 1/30 of that, which ends up being 10 mils. Got you a bit confused on that. But the short answer is this. Weigh the puppy in ounces, give it that in mils every 3 hours. Remember, if the puppy is also feeding off mum, and if it's got a big tummy, back that number off. Don't flood your puppies. Will the heat tape work on other thermometer brands? No. Ours has, the heat tape has a plug on it that has to plug into the thermostat and it will not work. Other ones come with a probe on them, so they will not work. So you've got to buy it as a kit. When are you making? Oh, when are you making a video over the new extender that you are trying? And I don't know what we're talking about here. They put this word down. I don't know what that extender is. I'm not using a new extender. The extender that we use and have been using for many, many years is actually under two names. Originally, it was called, I think it was called Android Plus or Andro Plus. And then they got bought out and now it's Canny Plus. And there's two versions of it. There's a 5T and a 10T. Oh, no, excuse me, that's not right. There's an ST and there's an LT. ST is a 5-day extender short term. This one is a 10-day. There's very little difference in price between the two of them. The LT contains a little bit of antibiotic to stop any bacteria, to cut the bacteria down. We just sell the LT. Been using that, well, since I had Android and this product here for, I don't know, the better part of 10 years. And I have done so many tests on different extenders. This is not the cheapest by quite a bit, but it's the best by quite a bit. And I'll tell you something else I like about this extender. First off, you don't have to put it in the freezer. It can stay in your fridge for up to 2 years, which means when you're ready to use it, you don't have to de-thaw something to get it ready to use. So that's nice. It means that you can react very quickly if somebody calls up and says, hey, can you ship a dog today? The answer is, it comes out of the fridge, goes into a bottle of warm water, ready to use in a few minutes. I love that. What you don't use, you put the lid back on the bottle, throw it back in the fridge, you're good for next time. A bottle's got 20 mils, 20 cc's, good for about 4 Frenchie shipments. But here's what I like about the extender. First off, it works. I mean, I've kept semen alive in that extender with our shipmate for 10 days. So that's wonderful, because how often do you need to have that happen? But the other thing I like about it is completely clear. Now, not all the other extenders, but most of the extenders are not clear. For instance, the Kenny extenders that you mix with skimmed milk, the ones that you use egg yolk for, they are all murky looking. And here's the problem. You look at that under a microscope, and it's got little specks of stuff in it. Flakes of the skimmed milk. And what you see is, you see sperm hanging around these little dots of stuff. They think it's an egg. That's not good. If they think that's an egg, they haven't found the real egg. I don't like that at all. If you look at semen that's been collected and put into the Canny Plus extender, you will see just semen all over the place, just swimming around happily. They're all going in different directions. They're not hanging around in one place and stopping. So, does that mean that the ones with the Kenny extender don't work? Well, I can tell you that the test that I did of survivability sucked. So that was good enough for me. All right. Ellie, got in my glasses. Sate says, I have a question. My female is in heat. She bled the first day at day 8. Oh, she bled. Did the first heat test day 8 at 2.08. So day 8, she was, we'll call that a 2. Then, okay. So she's been way past, so now we're at 15 days, and she's now at 2.34, and she was 2 point something here, 2.04, and she's been swinging between these two numbers. Help, what's going on? So I see this a lot, especially in dogs that are a year to a year and a half old. And so the first thing is, have you missed the heat? No. Because remember, if you look at a progesterone versus number of days, this being day 0, the majority of dogs are ovulating around day 9 with a progesterone level of 5. But that's just variable by the machine and by the dog. Then what happens is, we think that's ovulation and we say, okay, we want to breed 2 days later at a 15. Well, what this dog has done is this dog has been doing this. We're at day 15 now. So that was day 8. She's doing this. What will happen is she will do that. How do you not spend a small fortune on tests and get back these numbers of around a 2 while you're waiting for her to do something? Remember, when she's in heat, and if you missed it, this number is going to be 30 plus. You probably can't see that. I'm sorry. Let's just bring that down a little bit. If you'd missed her heat and you were too late, her numbers would be gone up above 30. So you'd know you'd missed it, but you haven't. So what do? What I do is I look for blood color in this range here. I want to see a dog that is getting pink I want a color that's gone pink or vanilla. And then it's time to do a test, or 5 days has passed. That's what I do. Mary says, I have a 2-year-old French female dog. She had a litter in June of 2022, and the last sleep was beginning of October 2022. I had a bit of blood test done. She's a prevent. Oh, I think I've already answered this one. I have. Well, it was about thyroid levels. She had a slight thyroid level. Was this a problem? Nah, probably not. I mean, if I remember rightly, her TSH, which is her stimulating hormone signal, was fine. And I mean, you know, what can you do if you've got a dog with a really low thyroid level, hypothyroid, then you can give synthetic thyroid medication to help that situation. But would that cause that dog to not have puppies? No, I don't think so. But it's possible. It's certainly well, it is possible. So, now if you've got a dog that her so what you've got here is you've got TSH stimulating thyroid stimulating hormone, and that one wants to be within range. If that's within range, then the dog is doing okay. If this number is above range, then you may have a low T4 or T3. Those numbers may be low, and that may be a time to be giving thyroid medication. But look, I'm not an endocrinologist, and so, you know, if you're in this situation, then it's definitely time to go Google this and get better information from what I'm giving you and talk to your vet. I am hypothyroid myself, so I do take a thyroid medication, and to the best of my knowledge, I'm pretty normal. My wife would say otherwise, but that's not because of the fact that my thyroid levels are low. So anyway, enough of this one. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you got some good information out of it. I hope you subscribe to our channel. Brought to you by mybreedersupply.com. We've been in business for over 8 years. We manufacture products to help you have successful breedings, successful whelps, and successful puppies. We've introduced a new subscription service, canineconnect.com. It's a 1-year subscription for $129, and for that you get 2-day free shipping on all of your orders. You get 5% off every order that you place, and you get direct access to our support line to help you with products that you buy from us and general questions about breeding your dogs. It's really a great deal. I hope you subscribe to that. Now the disclaimer. I'm not a licensed veterinarian. I'm not a professional health giver, but I am a guy that's been breeding dogs successfully for over 20 years. Any information you get from my videos is purely at your own risk. If you have any doubts about any of this stuff, you should definitely seek the help of a licensed professional. Again, thanks for watching. Have fun with your doggies. Bye, buddy.